Hi everyone, I'm Lara, the Tigress of the Light, and I'm going to offer you today a light code from Light Codes for the Soul. This light code is going to be supporting us in the dominant energies that I am perceiving for this week. So the topic that we've chosen is around transitions, because we are, well, in general, in a huge transition, but I'm sure that there's lots of things, lots of areas in your own life where you're needing to be adaptive and in this transition times, right? So for me personally, some of you might know that I'm moving, so this is a bit of a transition for me. So we're having to look at the energies around my house, how I'm feeling about my house, how I'm thinking about leaving it, how I'm feeling about the whole thing, the relationships with the people who live around me in my neighborhood, things like that. So these are all energies that we need to consider just as I'm in a moving process, but we can apply this to just about anything. So anything that is coming or going in our lives requires us to be able to jump into a transition state and to be able to try and negotiate and navigate these energies with a little bit more ease, because of course the more that we're hanging on to something, the harder that is on ourselves and the harder it is on those around us. So I'd like to offer you a light code to consider this week and to reflect upon the areas in which in your life in which you're experiencing transition. And it can be something as simple as we're in a transition of season. Those of us in the northern hemisphere are heading more and more into summer season, so it's really always all around us, isn't it? And for many of us, this transition thing is not the easiest thing to do because we like to hold on to stuff so badly, don't we? It's hard to let go. So here is Transitioning with Ease. This is from Light Codes for the Soul. I know it's backwards, I'm sorry about that. But here is the light code. Now, as I just said, it's backwards, but that's okay. The energies that are emitted from this code are still intact, even though it's a mirror image. So I invite you just to gaze upon this symbol and try your best to feel your feet. Breathe deeply. You might feel something, you might not, but just know that your higher aspects are also reflecting upon this symbol and working with the energies that are being emitted from it in your highest good. So remember that everything that I channel is from my heart center and of the highest integrity that I can possibly master. So that's where we're at. So transitioning with ease. So I'm going to read a little bit from what's said about this symbol and where we're going with this topic. So, be like a butterfly. Navigate the energies within and around you with ease and softness. Flutter about in search of nectar. Move gracefully away from places or situations that no longer align with your truth. Live in the moment. Witness. Observe. Be love. Always ask yourself, what would love do? My name is love. Dear reader, my name is love. What's yours? Repeat. This is an exercise for you if you wish to engage. You may repeat. My name is love. I choose to live my life in accordance with love. So that's the conversation we're having. One of the conversations we're having with this symbol. Of course, these symbols are actually a way for us to connect to a much greater, broader spectrum of energies that are around a similar topic. So know that these symbols aren't just what's written in the book. It's just a launching pad to get you to where you need to be, to the energies that you need to receive in order to upgrade and advance and heal and ascend and all the great things, right? So what's interesting is we continue on to discuss what is love, because there's a lot of confusion around this. And the fact is that if we can truly understand what love is, and if we can truly embody our love, then we are really in an amazing, masterful space, and we're able to negotiate and navigate the world with a lot more ease and a lot more mastery, because we'll be attracting things that we like, we'll be not even repelling. We won't come across things that are of concern to us necessarily. And even when we do come across those things, we'll just know how to navigate it like easy peasy. So that's the goal, is that we become so masterful that we can just walk around life without really any worries. We're not afraid, we're not scared, we're not concerned, to the point where it's actually dysfunctional and causing us angst. Because let's face it, being anxious and being upset rarely serves any good purpose, other than to show us where we need to heal. And so the more we heal, the more we can embrace our love, then the easier it all gets, right? So we go in to discuss what is love. You can live a loving life like a butterfly, soft and sweet, agile and discerning. You can love all those who cross your path, knowing that they are on their own path. But love is being strong. Love is having boundaries. Love is living in authenticity and truth. Love is the energy in which consciousness was born, whole and complete. Love is abundant and full, natural and infinite. Love lacks nothing, is inclusive of all, and functions from the highest integrity. So, with that, we also offer another affirmation that you can work with if you choose. I'm going to read that to you now, and if you would like to embrace this, then you can just call this forward and take this as if it's your own words that I'm speaking just on your behalf. So it's up to you. I am safe, for I am love. Love is honoring. Love is respect. Love is acceptance. Love is knowing thyself. Love is loving thyself. Love is letting go of all attachments. I am light. Nothing weighs me down, like a butterfly. Love, be like a butterfly. All right, so we show you this code again. And we will take pictures of this so that you can reflect upon it as the week progresses. I know we're midweek. We usually do this on Tuesday. But we had other things going on Tuesday, like a new moon and some other really awesome things. So you can check my stories and my feed and stuff if you want to discover what we were up to yesterday. We were doing some really awesome kind of interview lives with some great people. But anyways, so here we are today. So we're considering and we're reflecting upon this really important aspect of ourselves that we need to actually embrace probably more fully and completely, which is this transition idea. So I just ask you to think about where in your life you have trouble transitioning. Do you have trouble getting out of bed? Do you have trouble getting into bed? Do you have trouble moving from afternoon to evening time where it's a calming down of the energies? Just take the opportunity this week to reflect upon the areas in your life where you notice you struggle in your transition, because we're transitioning all of the time. And this is just a really good practice to become more aware of ourselves. And the more aware of ourselves with simple transitions, the easier it's going to be to look at the harder, more difficult transitions that we might need to come across, such as moving, if you find that a difficult thing. I personally am at the moment at peace with my move, but it is still a transition, and it's still working through the energies and honoring the energies that we have to just work with, right? Isn't that our kind of our job? Isn't that kind of our job when we're here on this planet and we have certain energies around ourselves, and then the way we interact with others and things, people, places, things, everything, all the nouns out there and all the feelings out there. We have to rise up and we have to be strong in ourselves. And I am talking myself through this a little bit, as you might tell, but I know there's other people out there who have struggled with transitions just like me. And, you know, I used to struggle with really simple transitions, you know, like going to school or school ending, you know, things like that. So yeah, just take this time to reflect. These codes are really helpful in bringing energies forward for us to work with so that we can release our struggle around things, especially because it's bringing in the aspect of love. Like I said before, the more we can bring in love, the easier it's all going to be, because the fact is that the more love we are, the more we're embracing our love, then the more we're standing in our truth, and we realize what belongs to us and what doesn't belong to us, and that's always in a constant state of change, and it's just being honoring. It's just being honoring. So I wish you the most beautiful and wonderful week. Have a great rest of your day, and shoot me a message if you want to learn more about either of the books, The Little Book of Light Codes or Light Codes for the Soul. They are both available worldwide on Amazon. And don't forget too, we have a free workshop coming up on May 20th. It'll be just over an hour at noon Pacific time. And yeah, we'll be talking about some really awesome things. So if you're curious about that, go to my website, lightcodesbylara.com. There's also a link in my bio to the registry for that free workshop. So that'll be really cool. And then we also have a Fractal Line Healing Month coming up for the month of June. So that means that we are teaching level 1, the grid. Again, I'm so excited to be teaching this again, and it'll be Thursday evenings, I believe at 5 o'clock for the month of June. So there's 4 sessions that are about an hour and a half long. And if you miss one, or you're in a totally different time zone and you can't make that time, they're recorded and it counts. It's really, really good. We've had lots of students from all over the world attend and not be able to always attend live, or never attend live, as some cases may be, because time zones are time zones, so there's only so much we can do about that. But anyways, it's really great. It is really, really fun to share this stuff with you and give you these incredibly powerful tools that are, honestly, they're life-changing. And I don't say that lightly. I don't know anyone yet who hasn't really loved going into the space. And the more they discover what they can do in there, the more amazed they become. So there's no way to describe it other than experiencing it for yourself, and you can totally experience Fractal Line Healing for free if you go to my YouTube page. On YouTube channel, there's a Fractal Line Healing meditation and information video. There's 2 videos. One that's describing kind of what Fractal Line Healing is, and the other one is the guided meditation. And I highly recommend that you watch actually the introductory video, which I've labeled "Watch this first," just so you have an idea of what you're stepping into, what you're calling forward. Because it's this space in the quantum field. It's a very specific space. So we want to make sure that we get to the right space. And by watching that video first, it gives you a chance to understand what you're going to be finding in there. And it doesn't matter if you're not a visual person, although it's described in a visual manner because that's the most effective way for me to share it with you. If you're not a visual person, just use whatever senses are strongest for you, and just work with what comes up. So remember, it's your experience. There's no right or wrong. We're guiding you in there, and you're going to see what you see, you're going to hear what you hear, you're going to sense what you sense, you're going to feel what you feel, whatever it is, right? And then if you want to take the workshop with me where we dive into more of the things that you can do in there, which is really, really awesome, I'm telling you, then shoot me a message, or you can sign up on my website. You can check out more about Fractal Line Healing at fractallinehealing.com. And you can also learn more about it on lightcodesbylara.com as well, and sign up for the workshop as well. So all blessings. I will give you these codes, or the 1 code, transitioning with ease from Light Codes for the Soul. We'll shoot that up for you guys tomorrow on this feed, and we will see you really, really soon. All blessings and so much love. Bye for now.